Hello everybody, welcome back. In this video we are going to be creating our last and final service, which is going to be our database service, and it's going to provide us features which will allow us to interact with our Cloud Firestore database. So with that said, let's get into it and let's see how we can actually create our service. Just before we begin, I'd like to point out that this file that we're going to be creating right now is not going to encompass all of the functionality that we require from our database, but as needed, we'll add more and more stuff to it. So with that said, let's get into it and let's see how to do it. So to begin, the first thing that we're going to do is similar to what we've done for our previous services. We're going to create a new file inside of our services folder, and I'll call it database_service.dart. With this done, the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to import the necessary packages that I require. And in this case, the first package that I require is going to be our Cloud Firestore package. And that's the only package that we require. Now that this is done, the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to define some string constants, which we're going to use later down in our development. And it's going to be called user collection. And it's going to be set equal to users. And then similar to this, I'll have another const string, and then that'll be our chat collection. So it's another string just that holds the value of chat. So it's actually chats. And then finally I'll have one more final one which will be called string, and then I'll call this messages collection, and then I'll set this equal to messages. And that's pretty much it. With this, I'll do command save and go down. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to define my class. I'll call this database service. And then with this, I'll add the curly brackets. Inside of my class definition, I'm going to define a instance or a reference to our Firestore database by doing a variable of type Firebase Firestore. And then I'll call this _db, and then I'll set it equal to Firebase Firestore .instance. And once we have this done, the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to define the constructor for my class. So it's just going to be an empty constructor, nothing special. And then finally, with this done, we are good to go. So I'm going to do command save on my database service class. I am going to go back to my main Dart or splash page.dart file. I'm going to copy the file the same way. I'm going to copy the lines of code that I did the same way. I'm going to paste them back in. I'm going to set the database database service to be database service, and then I'll set that here as well for the register singleton as to be database service. So now that our register or singleton is being registered, the last thing I have to do is I need to import the database service. Flutter already did that for me by doing it here, but I'm going to remove that import. I'm going to add it by myself here under services by doing import./services/database_service.dart. And with that, we are officially done with registering all of our service, and now they're available inside of our application. So with that, I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video where we are going to actually just do the final touch-ups that we need to do to our actual splash page. And with this done, we can actually move on to our next module. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.